Hey guys, Tyler with Meeple Mountain here, bringing you some more board game review content. Today we're going to be looking at Nidavellir, which is a bidding and set collection game for up to 5 players. It's a very intricate and exciting little game that has some fun mechanics that I think you're going to enjoy. But before we dive into the review, I do want to encourage you, make sure you're subscribing to Meeple Mountain's videos so you don't miss anything that we're putting out. Between the whole team, there's always something new coming out and there's always a new game to review, so I want to make sure you're not missing any of our awesome content. So if you're enjoying this, if you like what we're doing and putting out, make sure you're subscribing to, 1, give us your encouragement and let us know that you do like what we're doing, and 2, so that you don't miss any of the content that we're putting out. So make sure you hit that, and with that said, let's go ahead and jump in and learn how to play Nidavellir. Now, as I mentioned before, Nidavellir is a bidding and set collection game for up to 5 players where you will be working as the role of a dwarven leader, noble, general, whatever you want to call that title, and you're going to be working to impress the king. Unfortunately, in your dwarven country, an ancient slumbering dragon has awoken and has decided to recollect his hoard of gold, and of course he's targeting the dwarves first because y'all have the nicest stuff. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be working through a series of rounds through 2 ages throughout a game of Nidavellir to collect the most dwarf units to your army. There are 5 distinct types of dwarves. There are the brown warriors, there are the orange miners, the green hunters, the blue explorers, and not pictured here, but there are also the purple blacksmiths. Each of these particular suits or types of dwarves have unique scoring conditions at the end of the game that are going to impact the overall courage or bravery bonus that you're going to have at the end of the game. You're going to be working to bid using this set of coins that are laid out here. Every player starts with the same 5 coins, and you'll be bidding secretly one of these coins to each of the various 3 ends that are available in the game. Everyone is going to do this simultaneously and secretly, and then you'll resolve them left to right, revealing your coin and your bid. Each player will then work to take one of the available dwarf units that are out there, taking the card and adding it to their particular tableau in the order that they would resolve based on the highest number of the gems or coins that you see. You'll go through this until all of the cards in the game are exhausted, at which point you'll tally up your total bravery score based on an algorithm for each of the 5 types of dwarves. And we'll talk about those in detail in just a minute. Throughout the game, you may be able to upgrade your tokens from the King's Treasury, getting higher numbered gold coins that will allow you to obviously go first and select the best of the dwarves that are available. You may also find that there are ties. Ties will be resolved by these gems above your player board, with the highest number going first and then trading those gems between players if there is ever the case of a tie, so that ties will resolve differently in the future. You'll also be working to recruit heroes. Heroes are super powerful dwarves that will give you unique or sometimes special bonuses based on the sets that you've collected, and you'll do this whenever you collect a set of 3 of this, a set of 1 of each of the type of dwarves in the game. Also, at the end of the first age, you'll be working to collect bonuses from the king, honorable mentions for having the highest banner count for each of the dwarves, and we'll talk about those as well in just a moment. But again, play will continue like this, drafting dwarves, moving through the ages, and then tallying those up. That is a simple high-level pitch of how Nidavellir goes. So let's go ahead and get into some of the nuts and bolts and look at some specific examples of dwarves, heroes, and those really important bonuses you're going to be working towards at the middle of the game. All right, here we have a smattering of all of the types of dwarves that are in the game as base units, as well as your player board to help explain 2 of the particular scoring options, because of course you've got to know how you're scoring before you know how to play. So in this game, we'll start with, we'll go right to left and kind of work our way over. But in this game, there's 5 types of dwarf units that you'll be getting, and potentially some King's bonus cards that will come out through the deck that you can bid on that are going to be available at the taverns of play in Nidavellir. When you get units, you'll put them in your tableau, and at the end of the game, you'll score them. But each of the 5 suits have a very specific way that they're scored. Again, remember, you'll be scoring them with these coins that you'll be bidding on, with the highest number choosing first. When you take a King's Treasury token, you'll pick one of your available coins and upgrade it that amount up. So if I upgraded my 5, it would become an 8, and I would take that coin from the King's Treasury and I would exchange it for the 5 that I had, and that would be the bonus that I would have bid on in that particular round of the game. So now I have a higher value coin that I can continue to upgrade or use to win ties and so on and so forth. So we'll start with warriors. These are your warrior units. Warriors have, as you go higher in the age, they may have additional banners, but they're going to have a bravery score, and they're going to basically add bravery points to your total. But there's a catch with warriors, which is that their bravery value is equal to the sum of their bravery points, which is obviously the most of them that you have. You tally those up. But whoever has the highest bravery point also gets to add their highest coin as a bonus to their total score. So if I had an 8, I would add 8 to my score at the end of the game if that's my highest coin as well. You'll always add up all of your coins, so this is effectively a chance to double score your highest coin in the game if you lean into warriors, which can be great. Explorers are quite simple. They literally, at this first age, they range it from 5 to 12 points per card, and you're just going to tally and add those scores up. So high-value explorers can be very valuable just solely based on the fact that they bring a lot of points of bravery score to the game. Miners, they're a little unique. Their math is a little trickier. Their bravery value is you're going to add up the number of points that you see and then multiply that by the number of miners that you have. So a little more involved, but still pretty straightforward. The last two are going to utilize tables on your player board. Blacksmiths follow a strict mathematical upgrade kind of faction. You're going to look at the number of blacksmiths you have, and you're going to move that far down the sheet, and that's how many points you are going to get in that particular color. So blacksmiths are quite simple. Hunters are similar. Their bravery value is equal to the number of hunters squared. And again, you can look at your cheat sheet here that'll kind of help you move through that formula. So hunters can be incredibly valuable if you're able to get a lot of them. So blacksmiths and hunters follow a pretty similar structure. But this is what you'll be working to collect, is points based on the various suits, which can in times play into strategies, specifically warriors into coins, on how you want to play the game. Once you have, and if you have, collected one of each type of these dwarf cards, you will then be eligible to recruit one of the available heroes in the game, which again, heroes can be a particular suit, just like these base dwarves, or they can be a unique suit all into themselves, which is a black helmet symbol or for a hero. So let's look at them next to understand a little bit about what you're working towards and how the heroes work. Here we get a look at all of the heroes that are in a game of Nidavellir, and they come on these handy-dandy trays so everyone can kind of keep their eyes out and see what is available still to be grabbed. Now remember, you get a hero whenever you have one of each of the available 5 types of dwarves. So for every set of 5 you collect, you will qualify to get a hero. And when you get a hero, you can take one of the types that match a suit, just like a normal dwarf type, or you can get the specific hero type, which is an extra type that doesn't qualify. But if you took for instance, this dwarf here that counts as a warrior, and that would be another full set of new units, that would let you qualify for another hero. So there's some really fun daisy chain kind of combo effects that you can do. Now, you'll notice again, there's a few that look the same colors as the base units, and then there's a bunch that are unique. There are lots of symbologies here that it's best to say just go to the rulebook and refer to each of them. I can give you a general overview, but especially the unique hero ones all have special abilities that are really powerful, and the rulebook does a great job of laying out exactly what they do, so you won't be in the dark when you start the game. But needless to say, these abilities are pretty bonkers and do some really cool things. These in the back are fun because they're literally just set collection. There are a bunch of brothers, and if you have all of the brothers, you can get 135 points just on the brothers. So that's really fun, and you probably don't want to let someone do that. So that's a really fun aspect of the game, is kind of stopping people from trying to collect the Exodia-like brothers there. These unique abilities as well, you'll notice they tie into the scoring mechanics of the base factions, but they add oftentimes a lot of ranks for particular factions or a lot of points. Some of them have unique bonuses that block things. Some of them have unique mechanics that make you discard things. This fire card symbol means you have to discard a card you have, so it's a very powerful card, but it does cost you some cards as well. So there's always going to be pros and cons as you recruit some of these units. Now, this is a good time to point out the two aspects of the game. You'll notice, again, you may say, Tyler, why are there multiple flags with no points? Well, that's because there's two unique aspects to a game of Nidavellir. There are ranks and there are bravery points. Bravery points are what you're adding to your total score, but ranks are what you're using to evaluate your mid-game bonus that you'll be getting based on each of the factions. Remember, these darker units here do not count towards that, but each of the colors, you're going to tally up the total number of ranks that you have in that color, and whoever has the most will get the king's bonus of that particular suit. So with that said, let's go ahead and look at those bonuses and kind of talk about what you're working towards for the mid-game and how that sets you up for success in the end game. All right, here we have a look at all of the options that you have for King's Hand bonuses or mid-game advantages that you can gain by collecting ranks. You'll notice these are tied to the 5 suits in the game of base dwarves in Nidavellir, first being warriors, hunters, miners, blacksmiths, and explorers. Warriors over here, and again, the way that you get these cards is you're going to tally up the number of ranks, the little flag symbols that you may have in a particular suit, and whoever has the most will gain this bonus. So in warriors, if you gained the warrior bonus, you would get a +5 to one of your coins. Again, it's a coin upgrade. Remember, coins play a big part in warriors because if you have the most warriors at the end of the game, you get to double score your highest point. So it's a great way to add effectively points. This could be a +10 points to you at the end of the game. So that's very big. It may look like it's underwhelming, but that's a huge deal. Hunters, you will take your 0 upgrade coin chip, which you start the game with. This is kind of one of your basic coins. This will let you take one of your coins that you have and upgrade it. You can never choose your 0 to be upgraded. And it lets you turn it into a 3-point coin. Again, this may not seem like a big deal, but what's great to know is now instead of a 0, you have a 3 coin, which beats a 0 and a 2 that most people have in their base starting deck, a 0 and a 2, and it would then be a tie for most people's base 3 coins. That's a huge swing in a game of Nidavellir where you really want particular cards from the taverns. Plus, remember, you're scoring all your coins at the end, so instead of scoring 0 points for this coin that you have to have, you're now scoring 3. So this is a huge deal, again, and a big swing in a game of Nidavellir. For the miners, you'll get the King's Jeweler coin. This is a 6-point gem that you will then replace your current gem with. As you saw, you're going to have a gem that numbers 1 through 5, and it's worth 0 points, but it will help you with tiebreakers. What's great here is if you get the 6, it's worth 3 points at the end of the game, which is big, but also it is an untradeable 6 that you now have, and so it means you don't have to swap it like you do normally with ties. You keep this for the rest of the game, so it means you're going to win all ties forever. That's a huge deal. This was my favorite one to work towards. I think it's really important. So this was a fun one. With the blacksmith, if you have the most ranks in blacksmith, you will get this bonus blacksmith card. Remember, blacksmiths are looking at their units to gain points, and this is a really nice card to add to your ability. Again, many ranks, which is helpful, and again, more points for you at the end of the game. The Explorers, if you have the most ranks in Explorer, you will take 3 of the Age 2 cards. You'll flip them over, and you will look at them. You will pick one that you want to instantly recruit and add to your hand. This is a really helpful way to kind of, again, kickstart your engine and continue to get more cards ahead of your competition. Again, free draft equals free points, which is a huge leg up on competition. So these are the achievements that you'll be working towards as you go through a game of Nidavellir. Once you've selected these and moved through this process, you will then go into the second age in which you will be working through another deck of cards more powerful than the first. And once those are completed, you'll tally up your score and do final scoring. And that is everything you need to know about Nidavellir and what you can expect to find in the box and when you sit down to play this game. I hope you enjoy getting a look at some of the components and understanding how the scoring works and what you can expect when you get this to the table. But what did I think of it? As always, I'm so glad you asked. I really enjoyed my time with this game. Set collection is always fun to me. It's not maybe my top pick, but it's always up there. It's always fun. But what I do love is auctioning, bidding, and like secret information stuff. And I was so excited to get this to the table because of that aspect. And it over-delivered. I was really pleased with the way that the coin play works. You're always trying to decide, all right, every turn I'm bidding these 3 coins, I'm putting these 2 away. What do I want to do? Do I want to go really hot and heavy on this particular tavern and try to win ties and make sure I get a dwarf that I want? Do I try to go low-key and keep upgrading my coins to get more powerful, coinage over the course of the game, which again, remember, is points, but also lets you get first pick later. And so you're always weighing these really cool elements to the game between the tie-breaking gems and the coins, trying to kind of figure out what your opponents are doing. There's a lot of fun moving parts there that I really enjoyed, and that was a really fun experience for me. Scoring was great. Each of the dwarves have unique kind of strengths and weaknesses and ways that you can gain an edge by leaning into them. So there's lots of strategies. One time I played hunter heavy, one time I played warrior heavy. There's lots of cool ways that you can double down and lean into this game. It's fun at various player counts. I love it at high player counts because everyone's fighting over those really high scoring brother heroes or other things that just kind of make the game more tense and enjoyable and help it kind of move along at a nice clip. Everyone puts a coin, flip, grabs, and off we go. And that's really enjoyable, really fun. So all in all, I had a blast with this game. Now, it's worth mentioning all the components are great. They look great, they feel great, they interact great, but this is not a deluxeified game. It's a pretty standard entry game, but it has a really nice table presence because of these little stands and this little coin thing, and it really makes everything feel very enjoyable and very nice. The positive for you as a consumer is that this game is not going to break the bank. It is cost efficient and it's really fun. It's unique. I think it has a great place in anyone's collection. So again, I'm really excited that I got a chance to review this title, get it to the table, and have a lot of fun with it. It's one that I'll be getting out with my group from time to time because it's just different. And it's a really fun experience getting to the table. So if you're looking for a set collection game, a game that utilizes some secret information, some blind bidding, auction style mechanics, then I would encourage you to check out Nidavellir. It's really fun. It's enjoyable. It's not going to bust the wallet open. It's not, it's not a $200 experience, and it's going to be one that you'll bring back to the table, I'm pretty sure, time and time again, because there's a lot of fun to be had here. There's a lot of strategies to explore within your cards, and I think it's one that you'll enjoy. So as always, thank you for coming to Meeple Mountain for all of your board game related needs. I hope you will continue to do so. Make sure you subscribe and follow us for all of our new content that we're putting out. And as always, happy gaming. Thanks for checking out this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Check out these links to find some other games you might want to bring to the table. This is Tyler Williams, signing off.